everyone, and welcome back to the RedSeaPodcast in an episode as joyous and as joyful as I hope the last one will be, but none of this matters, and God, here we are. This team is where it deserves to be. This team is in the Final Four for a fourth year in a row, and contrary uh, to the popular saying, maybe fourth time to charm, because it feels like it will be. It feels like that after all the hurt, it feels like after all the not even last minute, last second disappointment, it finally feels like I am trying to center myself. It finally feels like all the pieces are there. It finally feels like this team is not only deserving to go all the way, that this team is not only earning its way to the Sacred Cup, but it also feels like it fucking face owes us one. Don't you feel like face owes us one? Because I feel like face owes us one after everything that happened. And I'm not even going to sit here and lie when Real, I don't even know who pulled up for the three at the end. I wouldn't even be shocked if it was Heronia who pulled up for the three at the end. Because what a game did he have? But we'll get into that at least as much as possible very soon as I pull up the game stats slowly but surely. But I won't even lie. I had PTSD when that three just flew in the air. Those milliseconds that went past the time the shot was taken and the time it missed. It felt like an eternity, and I'm pretty sure that if not for the entirety of the last 3-ish minutes, those god fucking damn milliseconds felt like an eternity. But we deserve it. We deserve this as fans, the fans that have been backing this team from the beginning, whether it's through losses, wins, doubt, injuries, anything and everything. We deserve this as fans. But most of absolutely all the players deserve this shit. The players deserve it more than anyone. Bartzokas deserves this more than anyone, and the whole staff deserves this more than anyone because they've worked their asses off the entirety of the goddamn year. They finished first. They almost swept Real Madrid because, as bad as this team can be, it's still Real Madrid. They almost swept them, and god damn did they play well today. There may have been some moments, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and lie. There may have been some moments of doubt, some moments that this may not go our way and it may end up going to game five. Even I had some thoughts on that subject in general, but I warned you all. I warned you all when promoting this one. It's gonna be more celebratory rambling than it was ever gonna be a goddamn game review. But with the negative, just plays per se that were happening through the game, I can name like 10, 15 positive. And I know there are people that are listening to this right now. I know there are specific people that have been backing this team from day goddamn one from the goddamn pre-season. I know there are people that have been doing their dumbness to fight the whole toxicity that surrounds every single basketball game in general, to fight the toxicity that stems from within the Olympiacos PC fan base, that stems from the Panathinaikos fans, that stems from the Madrid fans, or whenever, and that's been trying to create just a bubble of positive community to do their best to stand behind this team because this team deserved it from the very beginning. There wasn't a moment this season, a season, mind you, that's been plagued by injuries. If I'm not mistaken, we have had one or maybe two games with a clean injury list. That's nothing to underestimate with what this team has done. This game, especially today as well, was so greatly managed as well. You have to give the biggest of props to Bartzokas, but again, we'll get into that. But this has been a season not only of ups and downs, not only an emotional goddamn roller coaster, not only a historic year, but a year plagued by hurt, plagued by injury. Mind you, this is a season where we signed and released Nathan Mensah because we didn't know when Wright was coming back, and Milutinov has been out here, I'm pretty sure, three times, and so has Fall either once or twice. The injuries this team has had to battle have gone so underestimated, and I saw this comment. I am the happiest when I bring people towards and in the Olympiacos community, and this specific person right here has said that when while starting to follow me and just learning more and more about the club, that they have loved the club, and if this show manages to get a couple of people that not only didn't start off supporting Olympiacos but didn't like basketball into basketball, the sport I've played all my life and absolutely adore. Honestly, this is what this is for. But I can tell you, as as a guy that has been watching Olympiacos all my life, as a guy that has been watching basketball all my life, playing basketball most of it, this was one of the best feeling yet most anxiety-inducing games I have personally had the honor to watch. So if this game, I am pointing to my laptop because that's where my setup is. The comment is right here. If this game manages to get you and absolutely anyone else not only into the Olympiacos family, but into basketball and to support a department of Olympiacos that isn't getting the support that it necessarily deserves, I'll be the absolute happiest. Papa Nicolau, captain, my captain, because Jesus Christ, what another roller coaster of a game. But we'll get into that in a bit. First of all, I appreciate all the tuning in because I've been keeping my eye on the view counter, which is up here for me, but somewhere down here for all of you. I just wanted to say that if you're new, do follow what the banner says. Do like, do subscribe if you like what you see. This is episode 85. of the show, and added to those episodes, there are vlogs and there are some interviews I am more than proud of. Especially a couple of weeks ago, I had the honor to interview two of the people that have inspired me and this show in general. So if you like what you see, do please check those out, whether you're listening to this now or after. And also, while you check out everything else down in the description, you'll see in the comments a link. If you so wish to come on here and talk with me and share your opinions part of the comments, take that link that's in the comments right now. Someone do let me know if you do see the link, because for me it is there. Take that link, copy it, paste it into Google, and hop on here with me to talk and celebrate. But that link will be there for every single one of the shows. So feel free to join me whenever. Doors will always be open, especially when I'm live on my own. But yeah, moving on from the shameless promotion, and I hope that doesn't get too annoying, but as the show grows, everything else grows as well, and the algorithm helps a lot. You all know that you've all been watching all your lives YouTube. We all have the knowledge by now. So yeah, moving more into the game aspect, roller coaster, as I said, but a game that proved to be so memorable, a game that proved to be so fascinating to watch. Yet a game that, of course, as always, proved to be just so fucking anxiety inducing. I'm pretty sure that everyone, including me, still are shaking. Thank God I took some notes, because if I was sitting here right now with how buzzed my mind is without having noted down some of the most memorable moments of the game, I would have been rambling nonsense for a whole hour. Can I do that? Yes, but I actually want to give you all some proper analysis, while we all, of course, celebrate as we have earned. Of course, opponent-wise in the Final Four, for now, all we know is that Fener is on the opposite side of the bracket. That's the only team aside from us that has qualified. And tomorrow we may know both of the other teams that head into the Final Four. We will probably know our opponent, because honestly, I don't see Barcelona getting another game in the series. I think Monaco has this still. I really expected Monaco to sweep Barcelona, if I'm honest, but I think Monaco has this still. I don't think the series will go to a game five, and a series, and the only series that I think will go to a game five is the Panathinaikos series. I think FS wins tomorrow, and that goes back to Athens. So we'll see. It's still very open. It's even very open to who will face. But honestly, with how we got the job done, and with what we managed to do and what we have managed to do throughout the entirety of the season, I am not worried in the absolute slightest. I have My mind is telling me that the semi-final will be a lot tougher than the final will be, if that makes sense. But again, I have been saying this ever since the beginning. I said this in every game of the series, and I will die on the goddamn hill. I'm pretty sure that I wrote it in the description of this show as well. goddamn, and this team is not going to get beaten when it's healthy. When this team is at its healthiest, and this team is playing its basketball concentrated and not rushing decisions, no team in Europe right now can beat it. No team can beat this Olympiacos, especially in series. But I am pretty confident in saying, knock on goddamn wood, that if Olympiacos doesn't face the injury cares, because goddamn has it been an injury cares that it's been facing the entirety of the season, and if Olympiacos goes into both games, because it's 2 games left, it's 2 games to the cup. I I, I know I have been pushing the agenda of take it game by game. Don't think ahead. Don't do this. Don't do that. But you can't help but be incredibly positive today. I know that it has to be toned down just a bit in the slightest, but you can't help but celebrate to the fullest after such an achievement to be right back in the final four after a year full of doubt. But yeah, it's 2 games left. It's 2 games left that everyone needs to be careful. It's 2 games left that everyone needs to play their best basketball. It's 2 games left that everyone from Evan Fournier to Shaq McKissick to everyone that is gonna be in the active squad, they need to show up not to their 100%, not to their 110%. They need to show up to their 1,000%. And I don't think that's exaggerating in the slightest that everyone needs to show up and boost their positives tenfold, 100-fold, that everyone needs to show up uh, more than they have the entire season, arguably, because in the 2 most important games of the year, there are no excuses. There is no referee did this. There is no this is excused. There is no being unlucky. In the final four, you need to perform or you're out. And given that this team can perform, they need to. Because this is the year and I'm dying on this goddamn hill. This is something I wasn't really gonna tackle today, but since the comment came up, I'll go through the rant that I have in the past. The Final Four in the Middle East is a crime, money talks. MK, my friend, you're new here, so hello. Uh, I mostly talked about this in the show after it originally got announced that the deal the Euroleague has started to make with Abu Dhabi, Dubai coming in, for example, the rumored agreement that the Final Four is going to flip from a European country to Abu Dhabi to a European country and so on and so forth. All of that is what's happened to football. It started with football and it's slowly but surely been happening to basketball as well. And that's sadly the modification of sports, and that's sadly what we'll have to endure in every aspect. And it is a crime. You put it perfectly. You put it more than perfectly. It is a crime, and it is a crime given that it doesn't even seem to be a one-off. As I said, this may even happen year by year, and the hold that Abu Dhabi seems to have, and the Middle East in general seems to have over the EuroLeague, it's a whole different story, honestly, and it's a sad story. It really is a very sad story, but you have to sit here and say, what can you do? Because we can't do anything. That's why I've been trying to focus more on the fact that this team has made it back to the Final Four and not where the Final Four is. Because even if the Final Four is at a place where most of us won't be able to attend, honestly, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna celebrate this team's achievements. And again, knock on wood, when and if when and if this team comes back with the cup, there will be the most proper of celebrations. So I don't think we have to worry about that. But purely from a fan standpoint and purely looking at what's been happening with Abu Dhabi, I couldn't agree more with this comment. I honestly couldn't agree more. You probably hear the celebrations going on outside, the flares being lit and everything. Uh, you know that I am very close to the stadiums. I am in Piraeus itself. So yeah, it's a whole celebratory feeling. It's a joyous feeling that the words can describe. Uh, I think within all of the anxiety that we were all filled with, I think a lot of us got emotional. I think a lot of us were mumbling nonsense and celebrating. Chills, their heart racing and everything like that. Because as I said, we are two games away. And of course, we'll talk more about opponents and stuff tomorrow when push comes to shove and we have everything that we need to have. But yeah, let's slowly, after 20 goddamn 5 minutes of rambling, get into some game talk. And I closed the goddamn stats. I apologize. Give me a quick second to have the stats in front of me as well, because I want to speak with numbers like usual. I don't want to just blabber on solely from my notes, because basketball is also a massive numbers game, and as much as I'm not pro just stats, I have to I have to mention it. I have to mention stuff. Starting off though, slowly but surely, the first half was honestly a weird one. The first half consisted of us mostly lacking behind. It it was a good showing defensively, and it was a very back and forth game. But up until a point, Real's shooting was unbelievable. Real shooting was insane. That's why I also wanted the stats in front of me. I want to try and pull up the insane percentage that Real had in the first half, especially 3 points wise. It was 50 in the first quarter and it was 62.5 in the second. Do you all realize how insane that is? It's 50 and 65. Real finished with 41% from the three. 41. That is mental. Especially they were around that 62.5 mark for the whole half in general. It's mind blowing the threes that they were scoring. It's mind blowing their consistency from long range. Meanwhile, we struggled. Long range wasn't exactly our strongest shoot in the first half. And even though we kept up, even though it was a positive showing from most, Real's consistency from the three especially made it a first half full of struggles, honestly. The game, of course, opened up with a very good block by Moose, and I am gonna get into Fall slowly but surely because he is the first one that I want to focus on. But before I do so, I want to check out our 3 point percentage throughout the quarters because we did finish with 8 from 25. But for example, we started with 16.7, and in the second quarter, we didn't even attempt a bloody 3, while while Real had 5 out of 8. Then, of course, things started getting better with 33.3% and 2 out of 6. And of course, in the fourth quarter of Dreams, we had 38.5 with 5 out of 13 threes. The fourth quarter is something that's entirely different that I want to get into with an entirely different goddamn chapter. But let's slowly but surely continue talking about the first and talk about most of it, getting into the first personal performance of today's celebration because this has been half an hour of basically saying how amazing this team is. And God, half an hour passed very fast. Mouse had a very good, especially first thing, uh, finishing it off with a great dunk. And Moose had a good game, especially when you compare it to last game. Moose had a very good game, in my opinion. All of our bigs did, honestly, as he accompanied his stats, which I'm pretty sure it was 6 points and 7 rebounds. Let me actually confirm that. Yes, 6 points and 7 rebounds in 12 minutes, accompanied by one steal and two very, very crucial blocks. Moose got some reduced time compared to last game, which is what everyone called for, which is what Bartzokas deemed fit to happen as it was, and thus, especially in his quote unquote first stint of play in, Moose was very crucial. He was a pillar in the back, and as everyone, as most, he played very good basketball. And honestly, I'm glad he showed uh, that he can grab a few minutes of a game, of course, 12 and a half today, and have the impact we know most to have in both ends. Of course, that dunk, as I said, was a marvel to behold. Finally, it seems like most remember that he's goddamn 218. Moose is an absolute freak of nature. He's a giant of a human, and it seems like he remembered it. Even in the fouls he committed, he was crucial. In the fouls he earned, he was crucial. And it was an all around very good game from him. And in my opinion, it was an all around very good game from all our bigs. Of course, Moses Wright didn't really get any game time today. He got 3 minutes, scoring 2 points, and let me actually see. No, okay. He got 3 minutes, scoring 2 points, being very active up and down the field. Not needed, really, but even in those 3.5 minutes, he had the impact we needed him to have and did his job at his most, like we want everyone to do, as I said. Another person that got very done dirty today, at least in my opinion, and someone that was arguably our second or third best player once again, and someone that's continuing the season of his life, and that's Nigel Williams. Goes who honestly it's still unexplainable to me. It's insane that he got charged with the tech. It's insane that he got 4 fouls in the game while he committed two. Of course, Gross played the majority of the game. He played 25 minutes, 10, 3, and 1 with, I'm pretty sure, uh, no, he didn't have a steal. I am mistaken. I really thought, no. Yeah, no, he didn't. I'm pretty sure I'm confusing it with, I know what I'm confusing it with. I'm confusing the steal with the Thomas Walker steal, which I'll talk about in a bit. Nigel not only having an incredible all around game, but Nigel having some amazing highlights today as well. Of course, that crazy dive and fight for the ball that sadly no one was able to recover. Uh, would that be given as a foul? I don't really want to get into it because it doesn't really matter in hindsight, but that's the incredible passion that we know Nigel has. Of course, that insane play with Vezenkov to start off the second half. I if you see me looking down, it is to my notes because they are right under my phone. And in general, he was a crucial piece, especially in the offensive end, making sure to help the team in every aspect, adding to the amazing start, adding to that incredible start of the second half, that incredible chemistry full start of the second half, which we will, of course, get into, and showing that he deserves to be here, showing that he deserves a goddamn renewal of his goddamn contract. I'm pretty sure all of that will be handled after the season is over, but I had to shout about it because I really want Nigel to stay here. And of course, Nigel isn't the only ghost that provided us with a highlight today, as I wish I could play you the clip, but Euroleague would probably strike me down. But as Euroleague has posted themselves, Nigel Son was playing the drums for the Real Madrid Ultras while Ultras were helping him all around him as they were wearing his dad's shirt from when he last played for Real Madrid when they won the Euroleague. It was honestly the better pre-game show. It was the best pre-game show, and Little Gosaki uh, is for sure one of the highlights of the season. and that kid is honestly so so incredible and so incredibly like his father. And in about how old is I don't remember how old Gusaki is. Let's say in about 15 years we will see this kid in an Olympiacos jersey, frightening Real Madrid, just like his father was today and has been throughout the entirety of the series. Because if that kid takes his father's hard work and talent, he'll be absolutely mind blowing. Now, to get into one of the two main MVP candidates for today for me, because Ghost is there as well, but there is one man that deserves all the props. There is one man that has shown up this series in an honestly better way than he has for, dare I say, 90% of this goddamn season. And a man that's not only proven my point in what I was saying, that when he has a sit down with the team, when he finds himself again, when he finds his true form again, Nikola Milutinov will be one of the main reasons who will lift this goddamn Euroleague. And as it shows, Nikola has had not just three, because I'm not just gonna mention the wins. Nikola has had four incredible games. He finished today with playing again a majority of the game like he deserved. He finished today with 7, 8, and 3 in 23. He was amazing up and down the field. I can name some heroic rebounds that he took from half of the Madrid team fighting him off, some second chance points that he grabbed from seemingly goddamn nowhere. And one of the most important things that he did, for me at least, looking at it not just from a fan perspective, but from a tactical perspective as well, he had he was reading Tavares like an open book. I'm pretty sure he charged Tavares with either two or three fouls, and he was certainly frustrating him because aside from the heroic second chance points, the heroic rebound, the amazing defense that Milu had on Tavares, he fully took him out of the game. And he proved how crucial he is to this team. He proved how crucial he has been to this series specifically, and how if Milutinov keeps playing like this up until the end, how if we go all the way, he certainly deserves his renewal as well. Because I've said it many times, if Milutinov sits down, works at his hardest, and stays consistently at his best with the physique and the talent that this man has, he can honestly do absolute wonders for this team. And he can easily be in the conversation for the best goddamn five this league has to offer. Apologies, but I had to get some water in because as much as I'm lumbering, I am losing my goddamn tongue as well. Now, to the goddamn uh, MVP, dehydrated from celebrating. I think that's what today's show's subtitle could have easily been. But moving on to my clear MVP of today, to the man that has proved that his absence can really be severely damaging again and again, to the man that, especially in the first half, took the team on his back and ran with it, to the man that wasn't the unsung hero but proved once again that he is the man that was missing from this club, to the man that has shown countless amounts of passion both on and off the court, has interacted with the fans on more than one occasion. I'm losing my goddamn words. And to the man that we are honored to witness play for this club, and God, I want everyone, especially from within our own fan base, quote unquote, that call him washed up and useless, to speak the fuck up. And that, of course, if it wasn't clear already from everything that I have said, that's a one for you. The walking highlight, the walking star, Evan Fournier with 23 points in 25 minutes of game time, accompanied with a steal, of course, had the entirety of the Real team on goddamn skates, scored some unexplainable baskets with one I can highlight. I'm just trying to think who was defending him. I'm pretty sure it was Mario Hezonja that was on Evan Fournier that play, where Hezonja plays some of the most tight lockdown defense that we saw all game on him, and Evan steps back, sadly still stepping on the line. I was more than convinced that it is a three, that it was a three, but it did end up being a two, and lobs the ball in such a way where you don't actively know where it will end up, and it just swooshes in. Because that's what Evan Fournier can god damn do. His chemistry with this team, his incredible end one that he earned, his his three pointer, he's 100%, because I just looked over and realized that the man had 5 from 5 for 2 points. His calm approach of the free throws, despite the one missed at the end that almost caused heart attacks of an entire city. Everything about the Vans game today was immense. Everything about the Vans game today was what we need from him, and for a man that has promised, actively promised, to be here when it's needed. Oh, is he fucking here? showing up, showing up to win the cup, and showing up to win many more cups down the year, as I will turn back the time in the summer again, where Evan said that he doesn't want to leave up until he stops basketball. So, with all the love from the fans that he damn sure has earned, with all the respect from the fans and his teammates that he damn sure has earned, oh, I can't wait to see what the future holds with this player in the team. And now, to the two unsung heroes of today. And I will get into the one that has heard so much slack during the series, so much luck during this season. That's Papanikolaou. As I said earlier when I addressed the comment, oh captain, my captain, what a fourth quarter. What a fourth quarter. Showing up when needed, scoring a very crucial three in the third, along with a followed up Luca Vildoza three, and then as we move to the fourth, Papanikolaou takes it upon his fucking self, steals, assists, threes. He had four threes made. He didn't even attempt that to. The man scored four 3 pointers. Fucking the crucial assist, rebounds, up and down, disrupting Real's offense. As I said, the very crucial steal there at the end. Captain shows up once again, and as we have said many times, when we have a good Papanikolaou, we have a good Olympiacos. So Papanikolaou was one of the main reasons Sasa Vezenkov got going. Papanikolaou was one of the main reasons that Lupinov kept going. Papanikolaou was one of the main reasons that we kept. Mind you, it was very close, but we built a difference and managed to keep it. And the captain once again has guided us into another Final Four. And neither is Papanikolaou. The thing is that yes, he has had a bad series, but this Papanikolaou is what we need from minute one of the semi-final to minute 40, because God, I won't be able to withstand uh, an overtime final to minute 40 of the final. That's the Papanikolaou we need, because if we get this Papanikolaou throughout both games, I just know that he'll make the team 100 times better. And honestly, I can't wait to see that. And now to um, the other unsung hero for me, not only of this game, but it seems like he's been the unsung hero of the series in general. And that's Alec Peters. Alec Peters, who today in 13 scored 9 and had 1 rebound, accompanied, of course, let me actually check, accompanied by steal. Alec, of course, had that insane play with Thomas Walkup, who we'll get into in a bit, where Walkup steals the ball, gets it to Peters. Peters passes it back to him as Walkup lays it finally right back to Peters, who dunks. Alec had an incredible game once again, and it's what we said. It's a man that was the star of the team last season, and it's a man that took a step back, said that I'll play however many minutes you want, whenever you want me to play, and I'll not just play as good as I did last season, I'll play even better. He's taken his game and sent it skyrocketing to the moon, became a two-way threat. He's not only amazing offensively, he's amazing defensively and has been the entirety of the year. And honestly, it's mind blowing to me. It really, really is mind blowing to me. The unsung hero of the first half and the unsung hero of the series in general, now along with Papanikolaou. And to finish off slowly but surely, as we are closing in on an hour, and I want to let you all, of course, keep celebrating as well, getting into Sasha Vezenkov. Sasha, who has had not a subpar last few games, last two games, because he was amazing in the games itself, but it's been below his standards. Last game it did cost us, it was one of the reasons. This game it didn't, but again, even when this man is having a bad day, the moment when it comes to crucial baskets and to crucial decisions and crucial plays, Sasha Vezenkov is your guy, honestly. Because even when he has a bad game, when supposed MVP may score 4, Sasha finishes the game with 10, 3, and 6, and 27 while being crucial on both ends. And uh, yeah, that's it. Amazing stats while being crucial on both ends. And that dagger of a 3 at the end is one of the main reasons we found ourselves in the final four right now. Can't wait to see who will run into the final four, and still dying on the hill that it's going to be Monaco. And we all know how the Monaco games go usually, so I'll give you all time to take a step back, to breathe, as will I, and to get mentally prepared for a very anxiety inducing, very exciting Final Four. I'll see you all very soon. Thank you very much for the attendance today. And thank you very much for all your support. See you soon.